Imagine scrolling through pre-season predictions, seeing Leicester City
Jamie Vardy!
listed with 5,000 to 1 odds to win the Premier League.
Premier League champions 2016, the amazing Leicester City!
You might chuckle, might place a tiny bet for fun,
Back out to Kante, it's full!
then move on.
The Premier League and when we won the FA Cup, and that's something probably I would never have dreamed of in my lifetime, doing both of those things.
But what if I told you that seemingly impossible season actually happened? That Leicester, fresh off promotion and lacking superstar names, stunned the footballing world in 2015-16.
There's no doubt that is the greatest achievement, I think, in the history of our game for what Leicester have done.
In this script, we'll dive into that underdog saga, its context, characters, tactics, emotions, and legacy. Think of this as a journey we share, like two friends unraveling an epic story over coffee. Honest, vivid, and paced to keep you hooked until the final whistle. Before Claudio Ranieri's arrival, Leicester City felt like a club in limbo. They'd yo-yoed between the Champions and Premier League, aiming to simply survive each season. The dressing room lacked big names, budgets were modest, survival, not glory, was the language of the day. Picture players arriving at Belvoir Drive, knowing pundits expected relegation scraps. You can almost feel the quiet determination. We know what we are, and maybe that's enough if we work together. That mindset laid groundwork. No delusions of grandeur, just a readiness to seize any opportunity. Underpinning Leicester's rise was a culture of unity and humility. Squad members, some seasoned pros, others rising talents, shared a belief that collective effort could outmatch individual brilliance. There was no ego fest. Instead, a sense of we over me. Training sessions echoed with camaraderie, players pushing each other, laughing off mistakes, but also holding each other accountable. Off the pitch, the club hierarchy offered stability, minimal upheaval in transfers, trust in the manager's vision. That environment allowed belief to grow organically. When you feel backed by teammates who trust you, you play with freedom. Leicester's culture became fertile soil for the miracle to bloom. When Claudio Ranieri walked in July 2015, few predicted magic. Known as the Tinkerman, he could rotate endlessly, but at Leicester, he adopted clarity. A simple discipline system plus unwavering belief. He listened to players, offered reassurance after stumbles, and maintained a light atmosphere when needed. "We're in this together," he seemed to say. His pragmatism accepted Leicester's limitations. No star-studded squad, no lavish transfers. Instead, he honed a game plan that suited the players: defend resolutely, break quickly. Ranieri's warmth and tactical clarity galvanized a group ready to embrace the improbable. He became a mentor and motivator, reminding everyone that belief and structure could tip the scales. Leicester's roster read like a collection of unknowns soon to become legends. Jamie Vardy, a non-league graduate with blistering pace and relentless work rate. He embodied the idea that no background bars you from shining if you seize your chance. Riyad Mahrez, slight in frame but brimming with creativity. His close control and vision unlocked defenses when space appeared. He taught us that flair can hide in unexpected places. N'Golo Kante, tiny but tireless, intercepting passes with uncanny anticipation. He showed how a midfielder's engine and reading of the game can transform a team's balance. Wes Morgan and Robert Huth, central defenders whose leadership and aerial strength provided a backbone, reassuring teammates that the defensive line was in safe hands. Kasper Schmeichel, calm between the posts, pulling off vital saves and organizing the backline, reminding us how a reliable goalkeeper underpins belief at the back. Supporting cast: Danny Drinkwater's passing, Mark Albrighton's width, Christian Fuchs' experience, each combined in role-specific ways. No superstar wages, but complementary skills assembled like puzzle pieces. Together, they formed a cohesive unit where each player accepted his part, fueling the collective surge. Ranieri's chosen shape, a compact 4-4-2, tuned for defensive solidity and swift counters. When you watch highlights, you see Leicester absorb pressure, midfielders drop to support fullbacks, centre-backs stay narrow, and the team overall remains disciplined. Then, at a moment's notice, a turnover triggers lightning transitions. Vardy sprints behind defenses, Mahrez weaves in tight spaces, fullbacks overlap when safe. The mantra? Stay structured, frustrate opponents seeking possession dominance, then strike with pace and precision. This pragmatic approach allowed Leicester to frustrate bigger clubs who were used to controlling games. In this system, every player had defined tasks, maintain shape, track runners, and when opportunity arrived, execute ruthlessly. It was simplicity married to execution. Defense often wins championships, and Leicester embodied that truth, conceding only 36 goals in 38 matches. Their strength stemmed from organisation and work rate. Morgan and Heath cleared aerial threats. Kante intercepted passes before attacks matured. Midfielders dropped deep. Schmeichel made crucial saves at key moments. Opponents found few clear openings. Passing lanes closed. Angles blocked. Space evaporating. When the possession was scarce, Leicester trusted their defensive block would hold, giving confidence that counterattacks could flourish without constant risk of collapse. Watching them defend was like watching a tight-knit puzzle, pieces fitting seamlessly, each supporting the other. That solidity bred belief. If they stayed compact, they believed they could grind out results and let their attacking moments decide games. Leicester's attack thrived on directness executed intelligently. Vardy's runs behind popped constantly. Yet, teammates learned perfect timing. A single pass splitting defenses could conjure clear chances. Mahrez drifted intelligently, combining quick 1-2s before cutting inside to shoot or slide passes. The team displayed patience. If an initial break fizzled, they regrouped defensively rather than forcing hopeless moves. This balance prevented vulnerability while maximizing attack potency. Overlapping fullbacks and midfield runners supplemented wide play. Set pieces added occasional goals. In matches where bigger teams controlled possession, Leicester waited for mistakes, then pounced. Watching their attack felt like observing a coiled spring, restrained at first, then unleashed with explosive force. That unpredictability unsettled opponents, accustomed to dominating possession. Certain matches ignited the belief that this was more than a relegation scrap. Opening day win at Tottenham signaled potential. Victory at Manchester City stunned pundits. Vardy's record-breaking scoring streak, 11 consecutive games finding the net, captured imaginations worldwide. Each goal felt like fuel to the collective confidence. If Vardy can do it again, so can we. Mid-season results against top 6 sides reinforced that Leicester belonged in conversations beyond survival. Meanwhile, bigger clubs stumbled against each other, dropping points in surprising ways. Leicester's consistency in winning when expected to lose and drawing when expected to lose badly built unstoppable momentum. As points piled up, fear of failure diminished, replaced by a quiet conviction. Maybe the title was in reach. Ranieri's mantra of one game at a time kept players grounded, preventing distractions even as headlines grew. As spring arrived, Leicester found itself in a genuine title race against established giants. The pressure intensified, each match carried weight, and slip-ups could shatter dreams. Yet, the team maintained composure, gritty wins at home, resilient draws away, and clutch performances when nerves threatened. In April, a victory over Sunderland sealed the impossibility. No rival could catch them. The surreal confirmation came when Manchester City lost elsewhere, confirming Leicester's championship before they even played. Lifting the trophy at the Etihad, the home of a giant they'd outpaced, felt poetic. That moment encapsulated football's magic. A club once written off, now hoisting the Premier League trophy, rewriting history and inspiring countless fans to believe in the unpredictable power of sport. Leicester's triumph stands among football's greatest underdog stories. In an era of astronomical budgets and superstar squads, a modest club with collective spirit and tactical clarity toppled giants. Their legacy rippled beyond the city. Clubs worldwide took heart, believing that unity, structure, and belief could challenge wealthier rivals. Managers revisited the value of cohesive systems over flashy signings. Scouts hunted hidden talents who might fit defined roles. Players grasped that self-belief and teamwork could unlock potential. For fans, Leicester's season became a touchstone. Whenever an underdog starts strongly, echoes of 2015-16 surface, fueling hope. That legacy persists, reminding us that in football, the improbable can become reality when preparation meets belief. Success invites challenges. The season after, Leicester grappled with expectations and European schedules. Key players departed. Kante moved on to Chelsea. Mahrez found new opportunities elsewhere. Ranieri, despite historic achievement, faced scrutiny when form dipped and was eventually relieved. Highlighting football's harsh rhythms, yesterday's hero can be tomorrow's scapegoat. Yet, those post-title struggles, they don't tarnish the miracle. They underscore how fleeting peak moments can be. The squad's journey continued in various forms, but the memory of that season remained luminous, a benchmark for what's possible when unity, belief, and clarity align. Several factors converged: a pragmatic yet flexible tactical system tailored to players, a squad of complementary skill sets willing to sacrifice individual glory, Ranieri's blend of man management and simplicity, and psychological momentum nurtured by early results and sustained through focus on the next game. Unlike teams built around a superstar, Leicester thrived on collective performance. The interplay between Vardy's directness, Mahrez's creativity, Kante's engine, and defensive resilience formed a holistic unit. Their ability to adapt when opponents adjusted, finding new patterns of counterattacks, demonstrated tactical intelligence. Above all, the belief that underpinned every effort distinguished Prime Leicester. They trusted their plan even when everything suggested bleak odds. Beyond tactics and numbers, Leicester's story resonates because it embodies universal hope that the underdog can triumph when belief and teamwork unite. Watching ordinary players deliver extraordinary feats tapped into something deep, a reminder that effort and unity can defy expectations. Even neutral fans found themselves cheering Leicester, swept up by the narrative of hidden talents achieving greatness. Images endure: Vardy celebrating wildly, the trophy parade through the city, fans chanting in disbelief. These emotional imprints keep the season alive in collective memory, fueling optimism whenever a modest club embarks on a surprising run. Prime Leicester City teaches that football remains delightfully unpredictable. It reminds managers to value unity and clarity alongside individual talent. It shows players that seizing roles suited to strengths can unlock greatness, and it assures fans that dreams can manifest even with long odds. While the exact miracle may not repeat, the principles endure. Belief, teamwork, and pragmatic planning can challenge the status quo. So, next time you see a 5,000-to-1 underdog starting strong, remember Leicester 2015-16. Proof that sometimes the unlikeliest champions carve the most unforgettable chapters in football's grand narrative. Keep that spirit alive, because in this game, miracles often begin with a simple belief that, why not us?